What's up, JC Kids Online? Welcome to our first week in our study called Strap Up. If you don't know me, my name's Dave and I lead the JC Kids team here. I'm so excited for the next 5 weeks. We're going to be learning about the whole armor of God and what that means for us. So first, let's check out today's super main point. Today's super main point is there is a fight for my life. I want you to say that with me. Are you ready? All right. There is a fight for my life. And that leads us to today's verse. And it comes from a passage that we're going to be reading a lot over the next few weeks. Today's verse comes from Ephesians chapter 6. It's verses 10 and 11. It says, "Finally, be strengthened by the Lord and by His vast strength. Put on the full armor of God so that you can stand against the schemes of the devil." Now, as we begin our series on the armor of God, it's important to know that this is not armor that we can see. And you may think, well, is it even real? Well, it's very real. There are tons of things that are real that we can't see, just like the air that we breathe. You can't see it, but we know it's real. And today, our Bible story, well, it comes from a very long time ago. Actually, before people were ever created by God. And the Bible tells us about this in Isaiah. Isaiah 14, verse 12 and 14. It says, "Shining morning star, how you have fallen from the heavens, you destroyer of nations, you have been cut down to the ground. You said to yourself, I will ascend to the heavens. I will set up my throne above the stars of God. I will sit on the mount of the God's assembly in the remotest parts of the north. I will ascend above the highest clouds and make for myself like the Most High." Now, this may be a story that you've never heard before, but it's about someone that you have probably heard of. It's about an angel named Lucifer, or maybe you've heard him called the devil. Now, the devil is obviously very bad, but he didn't actually start out bad. Like I said, the devil started out as one of God's angels. He lived in heaven with God, and his job was to praise God and to glorify God, to sing songs of worship and praise to God. But one day, Lucifer, or the devil, well, he thought he knew better than God. He thought that he was smarter than God, that he could do God's job better than God could. Well, he was very wrong. Nobody could ever be better at being God than God because God is perfect. So what happened was, as the devil tried to take over heaven, God kicked him out, and he sent those that followed him with him to a very bad place. But Satan, or the devil, Lucifer, well, he hates God for that. He hates God so much. But there's nothing that Satan or the devil could ever do to get back at God. He's not as strong as God. He's not as smart as God. He's not as powerful as God. So what he tries to do to get back at God is, well, he attacks you and me. He attacks people here on earth who love God and follow God. Like I said, God is way more powerful than Lucifer. And because of that, the devil knows that he has to try something else. So what the devil tries to do is, well, attack us. He tries to hurt us. He tries to make us do things that hurt God. He wants us to sin. He tries to tempt us. The devil would want us to lie because he knows that lying hurts not only ourselves, but other people. And ultimately, that makes God sad. The devil would want us to say mean things that would hurt other people's feelings. The devil would want us to disobey our parents. Anything the devil can do to make us not act like God would want us to. And so that's why today we said that there's a fight for your life. There's a battle going on. Just like when two sports teams are going to play against each other, maybe two football teams are going to play a game, there's a fight. There's one team, and then there's another, and they're both trying to score touchdowns. They're both going at it as hard as they can. They're both tackling as hard as they can, throwing the ball as far as they can, running as fast as they can. Well, that's just like our lives. There's the devil, and there's us. And we're fighting against each other. And God, well, He wants us to win. God has given us tools to win. And that's what the armor of God is. We're going to talk about that over the next several weeks, and I'm so excited. We're going to talk about things like the belt of truth, and we're going to talk about the helmet of salvation. We're going to talk about offense and defense and how we plan to beat the devil with God's help. And I'm so excited. Well, before you go today, I'd ask you to check out the links in the description. We have an awesome series song on the armor of God, and I know you're going to love it so much. There's also a family discussion sheet. There's some activities and questions that you can spend time together asking and studying maybe what the armor of God is. Whether you're joining us here in person or you're still joining us online, that's okay. We're so happy to have you no matter how your family chooses to join us. I want you to know that we love you, we're proud of you, and I can't wait to see you soon.